What's up, guys? So I finally got the operator set up to where I want it to. Um, Only thing left to do would really just be cranks, because these Gravity Moto X's are stupid heavy, and I don't know, titanium bolts so it matches my spokes. But not gonna fret too much. But anyways, here's another bike check on my Kona park operator. So it's a 2014 large. Yeah, I'm 5'8", but I like big bikes. Large, and because of the really low standover, it's fine. Up front, you've got a 2014 Manito Dorado Expert. It's essentially, I think all the Dorados are the same throughout all the lines. The only thing is it's a less machining on the crowns, and I think the uppers are of a different aluminum material, so it's a little bit heavier. So yeah, that thing is definitely the best fork I've ever ridden, and this is not even the latest generation with some sort of air bleed valve thing they have in the new Dorados now. But this is a 2014 26-inch. The offset on this is actually 51mm offset, so I could technically run at 650B if I wanted to, even though Manito says if I want to run 650B I need to run new uppers or something. But yeah, thing is awesome. Just got it rebuilt too by Elevation Bike Company out in San Francisco. They're probably the only downhill mountain bike shop out here, like specifically for like gravity free riders and downhillers out in the San Francisco Bay Area. They're out in the Sunset on Judah, I think, like 29th and Judah or something like that. Hit them up, say hi to Charlie, cool guy. Yeah, so he rebuilt this thing for me and it feels ridiculous. I'm not sure. I'll probably make another whole video or an actual review on the Manito Dorado. That's something I've been meaning to do, because I want to get out a bunch of these review videos out of products you normally don't see getting reviewed. So that's one of them. But yeah, killing ass fork on the front. On the back, we've got a Vivid Air R2C. The logos are there. It's just like blacked out logos, which is kind of it's really cool, super stealthy. I think it's also 2014. It's a medium tune, medium rebound, medium compression. Feels pretty darn solid. I dig it. Then we have, let's go to drivetrain while we're at it. So these are Gravity Moto X cranks to just a regular FSA Mega XO bottom bracket, I guess. Came with the bike. At some point, these are probably going to go because they're heavy as shit. I think I could drop like half a pound or close to a pound, just cranks alone. It's pretty dumb. With the cranks, I've got a 34 oval. This is a snail chainring, so it's one of those cheap Chinese aluminum narrow wides. And then the chain guide, I'm running a top guide, which is a Decus. Super stupid light. It was like 26 grams or something. It was something like $12, and it works. And it's blue, and the exact same blue as the frame. Beautiful. M765 XT derailleur in the back with a clutch. I think that's a medium cage, and I fit it with a 1142 Sunrace cassette. Sunrace MX, I think that's their light 1142 one, with a wolf tooth road link. Shifting ain't great, especially once we get into the smaller cogs, but it does the trick so much. Does the trick enough. I actually have to run the 1142 because I do climb with this bike. And yeah. On the cranks, we also have Shimano M520 pedals. Why? Because they're cheap. And they work. Up to the front, the shifter connected to the XT. The shifter is also an M765. It's still got the shifter indicator on it. I'm going to take that off at some point. Yeah. And then Cockpit. You know what? I'm just gonna. Oop, can I do this? Cockpit. We have Spike Race. This is the one with the Vibrocore one. 800 mil uncut. Race face. Half Nelson grips. I think that's what they are. I really like these. I've always been a fan of half waffle grips. And these have that half waffle, sorta. Brakes. These are old Code-Rs. They're like 2012 Code-Rs, which are essentially the elixir levers to the Code calipers. It works. Not the lightest thing, but it works. Seat post. We have a GUBGS, which is essentially a Thompson copy. And this is a Tioga Spider copy. It's a $5 saddle, shipped, and weight 196 grams. So what I've found is that a lot of all these Taiwanese and Chinese companies, they pretty much like get hired to like make a bunch of shit for like SRAM and Thompson and whoever, right? And what happens is when those companies drop them to go to a different facility, these guys are like, screw it, we're just gonna keep making your shit and put our own label on it and probably make it better. That's what a lot of these companies do. I think there was a new drivetrain company, Service or whatever it is, which is essentially a Shimano factory, but they put the whole, you know how like SRAM derailleurs, you can like lock the cage so you can take the wheel in and out. They have that on there, which is kind of cool. Yeah, like there's a bunch of cheap stuff coming out, which is, I'm not complaining. If it doesn't break, be good. Yeah, there's like nothing much to check out on the downhill bike because there's not much components. The one thing though, which I'm super proud of, oh yeah, sorry about the kitty toys. Yeah, I have cats. My living room's a cat playground. The one thing about this bike, which I'm super proud of, are these wheels. These are neochrome spokes. They are pretty sick. So the spokes I got from Aerocycles, Kenshin Aerocycles, has a bunch of these. I think he makes them in-house. They're just regular 14 gauge spokes. You just cut them to length, thread them, and boom. I cut them and lathe them, thread them with Justin Weber. So Justin is a mechanic out at Westside Joe's in Alameda. He's a really good friend of mine. He's a wizard, man. He will make your Dior derailleur lighter in XTR by like switching out bolts, bearings, whatnot. His bikes, his hit sets are built with 3 different hit sets because he's a gram counter like me. But anyways, he helped me build these wheels. And last time I built a wheel set was like 15 years ago. So it was good to have him just watch me so that I don't break stuff. But anyways, these are laced. These are Sunringle jumping fleas. Not sure if you can see that. There we go. Sunringle jumping fleas. Laced to Spike 33s. The one with the 28 mil inner width and a 33 outer. I think the wheel set came out to like 2,000 grams even or something. Yeah, super stoked. You should see these spokes in the light. It is so ridiculous. 600 mil rotor in the back. 200 mil rotor in the front. And as of right now, the bike comes in at 35.19 pounds, which is pretty good. super stoked on this bike. I mean, for a while I was definitely looking for my old Chumba because that thing was custom geometry anyways. And this thing I think this thing rides better. Well, it's like 10 years of technology in between, right? Yeah, the leverage curve on this bike is actually pretty interesting. The leverage curve, instead of a straight curve like that in most downhill bikes, this one starts in the middle where it's stiffer, and then it gets plusher to where you hit your sag, and then it gets back to progressive, which actually makes the bike really, really, really lively, which is pretty rad. Yeah, super, super stoked. But anyways, that's the bike check. Oh, also, because of the weight weenie in me, so this thing weighs 35.19 pounds right now. I also have a Boxer World Cup. I think this is a 2012 Boxer. But the thing is, I love my Dorado so much. It just feels phenomenal. It's ridiculous. But I would drop 0.7 pounds if I ran this thing. So, yeah, it's a dilemma. I'm probably not going to run the Boxer. I'm just going to keep it as a spare fork because that thing just feels way, way cool. But yeah, I could drop 0.7 pounds just by swapping out the fork. So, maybe one of these days. But yeah, that is my Kona park operator. It's a large, and I'm 5'8". I like big bikes. Oh, shit, tires, yeah! 2.5, 26 by 2.5 DHF in the front, 3C XO casing. In the back is 26 by 2.3 DHR2 XO casing, but this is single compound because I need the tire to last, because I'm broke, man. Yeah, so that's the reason why I'm running a DHR2 in the back is because it looked the closest to an old high roller. And I'm not talking about a high roller 2, I'm talking about the original high roller. So that's why I'm running the DHR2 in the back. I am running stands tape and WTB valve stems. And I'm also trying out the new Finish Line sealant, which is the one which supposedly lasts hella long and doesn't really goober up like stands and stuff do. So far it's working out so far, but I haven't put any massive holes or anything yet. So more updates on how that sealant fares as time goes on. I think that pretty much covers it, right? So that's my 2014 large Kona park operator. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, comments, hit me up. You know where to find me. Later.